Hello guys. Hello ladies and gentlemen. This is SIT, Serious Inner Temple. I recently had to actually redo this video because the audio was too low. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. What I was saying on this video was very simple. The so-called people that call themselves black, these so-called black people in America, you guys have been misled. You guys have been misled. You guys don't understand what's going on. Let me get on this right now. You so-called black people, you had a curse by a king named King Balak, and he placed a black curse on you. That's why y'all constantly be lacking. You guys look like savages on the nationwide because they keep promoting you guys as a savage, crazy, dysfunctional group of people, and I know the truth about you. So I'm gonna lay the record straight right now. So-called black people, the true name of your people is called the Amenuwabians. This is the original flag of the dark pigmented melanated people of the children of the sun. The melanated people. This is the original flag of your people. And it has been hidden away from you guys for many years. More years than I can possibly count. You guys are calling yourselves African American. Let me break that down for you. African American means a conquered Moor. How do I know this? If you do your research, Africanus, there was a man named, a Caucasian man named Africanus. He was a slave trader. Yes, the guy was extremely bigoted. He had his own warped belief system. This guy believed in the whole slavery concept, and he was the one who had Moors on a supposed so-called slave ship, because it wasn't a slave ship necessarily, but it was a ship of captured Moors. And now this ship was actually called Jesus. Yes, guys, the guy that you want to refer to as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed individual is basically in the image of the same man who had you guys on a ship named Jesus. Now, where was this ship coming from? This ship was coming from other parts in Europe. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is this, is that if you actually do your research, African Americans never really came from out of Africa in the way that they're saying. Of course, many people came from out of Africa. Of course, that's one of the many first places where people started from. But what I'm trying to say is this: the main places where you can actually find people right now in this current day and time, you can actually go to these places and find people that look almost exactly identical to the African Americans of today. It's already been recorded. It's already been documented. There's no way to run around it. You have black people, the so-called black people that come out of a place called Fiji, another place called Vanuatu or Vatuan, and you have African people that come from other places around these parts. Papua New Guinea. Yes. You have people that already look like they're African American. They have the exact identifying features. So African American people, my brothers and sisters, you're not African American. You never were. You're indigenous to the Americas. You guys were the Incas. You guys were the Olmecs. Okay? You guys were the original Native Americans. You were the one with the headdress, not nobody else. Okay, they gave that on to the so-called red man. Okay, and how was the so-called Native American of today, the so-called redskin man, created? The indigenous Aztecs and some of the Incas and some of the Chickasaw, the Chickasaw tribesmen, they mixed with the Caucasoid people, the Caucasians. This is where you get this red-skinned Indian from. Now let me explain how it happened. You see, when when um African people were mixing with the so-called Chinese. After that mixture, then the so-called African Chinese mixed with the Caucasoid people, and this is where you get your red-skinned Indian from. This is where you get your so-called red-skinned Indian from, your so-called indigenous man to this land. He was never really indigenous to this land. Certain parts of this land was given to him by the Aztecs. Before the Native American, the so-called red-skinned man, Native American man, gave up the Aztec people because they felt that like they were being oppressed by the Aztec people. When in fact the Aztec people were just basically laying down the law on their own land. They let the British in, they let the British people in, and that's where this whole I'ma sell Manhattan for $5 thing came along. That really wasn't the case. Basically, the so-called redskin man and the British and these Caucasian people, Europeans and all that, they thought they were gonna work together. They said, look, you let us in, we're gonna get rid of these people. Y'all can have your own land and this and that. They try to make an agreement with these Europeans, and what they didn't realize is that these so-called Europeans or British people, they were gonna turn on them. They didn't even see it coming. All right, they didn't even see it coming. Now, why is this so relevant? Because you so-called black people, every single day you keep cursing yourselves. You think you're black. You think you're Afro-American. You think you're African-American. And you're not. You're not black. So, you ever heard of Dominicans and how they say they're not black? Well, apparently, they're right. They're not. They're Negroid. Okay? It's Negroid. Okay? So, what you're trying to say is that we're all the same people. But this is the problem, is that you've been indoctrinated in a mental thinking that is incorrect. They said that the black man is only 3/5 of a human being. The original black man is the Dravidians people from eastern India. The dark-skinned people with the straight hair. I've already put this on another video. Now, do and check your sources and you're going to find out that I'm actually correct. You so-called black people really believe inside your heads that you're this culture, this destructive culture that you're living in is actually a progressive culture. In what way? In what way? Didn't this guy Yo Gotti or Gucci Mane or whoever, Yo Gotti shoot up this guy's or no, was it Black Youngster? Shot up whatever this hell this other rapper's name is, shoot up a freaking what was it, bulletproof van, and then he's bragging about it. What, in what way is that functional? A rap beefs and snick disses and these stupid idiots and Drake kissing another man and all this retarded shit that they pushing out here, making it look like it's light, making it look like it's something productive. How is this stupid ass culture productive? We look like ass clowns out here. Negroid people look stupid out here. I'm laying down the law. If you're a Negroid person, you need to start calling yourself a Moor. Okay? You're a dark melanated person. That's what a Moor is. Alright? Now a true Moor, okay, is a serpent bearer. And not just anybody can be that, okay? You have to be somebody like Buddha, for example, to be like that. But this is my thing. The Moors are the ones who had all the knowledge. Search up the information, man. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave off with this. If you're not African, because you didn't come out of Africa directly. Yes, you ruled as kings and queens in Africa. But that was way before you decided to migrate into America. In fact, if you do your research, there's information now coming out that there's actually ancient artifacts in America that they're trying to hold out away from the public. I'm gonna probably have to get on that very soon too. Okay? So you guys really need to start to understand. You're not black. You never were. And if you guys continue calling yourselves black, you're never gonna progress because you're constantly cursing yourselves. You were supposed to get indigenous rights. You traded places with the Dravidians people. Okay, you traded places with the so-called black man, and that's why in America you can't own anything, because you keep saying you're him. And out of that man is where you get your Arab from. Out of that man is where you get your so-called Chinese and your Caucasian. Okay? Because you spliced your DNA using different types of animals. Understand? I have other videos on this subject. You can look those videos up. I made sure to make those videos before I made this video. So I just want to let it out there for the record. You guys need to stop calling yourselves black. You need to start calling yourselves Moors, and you have to let it be known. We're not going to take this shit anymore. Oh, this is a video, nothing's going to happen. If you guys had balls, yeah, I'd do it. Alright? So cut the crap. Melanated people need to come to a united front and realize that our government is playing games with us, and they're holding out a lot of fucking dark, horrifying information with Jesuits, sorcerers, witches and warlocks and all kinds of crazy shit, and they're putting spells on everybody out here. Remember the whole swag thing? Remember YOLO? These are spells that they're putting on people for a certain purpose. They're trying to keep you distracted. They're trying to keep you guys mentally dumbed down. They're trying to keep you guys at a low vibrational frequency with the antenna of the television. I'm trying to tell you guys are vibrating real low. A demon can easily take your energy from you. That's why you guys feel so tired after you have finished eating a meal filled with a lot of meat, like Thanksgiving Day, huh? You don't find that kind of odd that all your energy leaves out of your body? I'm trying to tell you guys, there's energy work dealing with all this information. This is SIT, guys. Think about it. How the hell you eat a bunch of food that's supposed to have energy in it, but you feel more tired than when you didn't have the food in you? Your energy is being drained from you. You're living in a lower frequency. If you actually eat natural foods, your energy count will actually rise. You'll have more energy. You won't need to fall asleep. Think about these things, my melanated people. I love all of you. Have a wonderful night. I'm glad I made this video. Actually, this video was a lot better than the last one I made that was concerning this topic. You know what? Hey, Joey Gaston Jr. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. One love, man. Shalom. Peace.